for the LSU Tigers. The ball hits the floor, it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be LSU's initial possession. We are delighted you have chosen to join us. Game number 4 for both of these teams. The 49ers dropped their opener in overtime against Auburn, but they've won their last 2. They have defeated Campbell, and they have defeated UCF by a bucket, 66-64. LSU has rolled over 3 previous opponents. The Tigers have wins over Houston Christian, Southeastern Louisiana, and Georgia Southern. 108 points is the fewest LSU has put up in a game so far this year.
Able to spot up like that on the wing. That's one of her favorite shots on the entire floor. She can show you. She'll get a shot from anywhere. That's one of her favorite spots.
Best, Hayes, Anderson, Nicholson, and White on the floor for the 49ers. They'll try to counter with a 3. No good from straight away. Offensive rebound put back. Cobalt slaps it out of there. Shot clock continues to move at 10. 3 ball from the same place won't go. Another offensive rebound for the 49ers. They've been good at that this year. They're going to take their 3rd 3. It hits the deck. And another rebound by the 49ers. That one grabbed by Nicholson. The slot shot, no good. Cobalt finally claims it for LSU.
Nicholson is the driver for the 49ers when it comes to rebounding. She's averaging 12 a contest.
How about that little slippery move by Flau'jae Johnson? Little wiggle and a rise and a shot and a goal.
Stepping right into the wing there from about 8-10 feet right side.
5-0 Tigers. Hayes. Offensive foul. Was that away from the ball? I think it was. They have. How about that pass from Richard? From half the length of the court, it winds up in the hands of Johnson, and she finishes.
Zakia's just too dangerous, that close to the basket. Great start once again for LSU, coming out scorching.
7-0 Tigers on a 3 ball and a couple of deuces. That one is banked in high off the window by Princess Anderson. Here's the LSU starting quintet. Both Johnsons, Williams, Richard, and Koval. Zakia, fadeaway jumper from the elbow, no good. Koval is there.
Great job by Koval for the offensive block out and get that rebound up against Nicholson.
So far, Victor, 4 Tigers have scored early. Very balanced scoring in the opening minutes. A shot from the top of the key is long. Koval wades in for another rebound. Special K on the grab. Flau'jae Johnson to Michaela Williams, who had the game's first bucket from 3-point range. She uses the Johnson pick. Oh, Johnson was open.
Missed her on the roll.
Michaela didn't see her. Koval grabs a deep rebound. One dribble, forces it. There were too many defenders between her and Johnson. So Michaela Williams will, an ill-advised demonstration after the bucket, allows Charlotte to go to the free throw line, and they will get possession as well after Hayes shoots the second free throw. (12-6) LSU over the 49ers.
They're still talking. Reed's over there nodding while Michaela Williams is in the huddle kind of glancing at her. Reed still nodding and chirping at her.
Charlotte's Tanasia Hayes, who missed the majority of last year because of injury, throws it in from in front of our broadcast area. This is Anderson, and she goes down, and she was fouled.
Called into Baton Rouge for an NCAA regional in Kim Mulkey's first year. That was a game that LSU felt like it was in control. Jackson State came back and took a 10-point lead. LSU had to rally to win. She was the coach of that team.
A 3 ball is up. It rims out by Anderson. Koval pulls off another rebound. 5 in the first quarter for her.
Let's see what that pause is going to do. One of two things. It's either going to fire up Michaela Williams, and she's going to hang about 30 in this game tonight, or else it's going to become an early distraction as she got into it with the coach.
Johnson keeps the rebound alive momentarily. It rolls into the hands of a 49er. Zakiya Johnson certainly does not play like a freshman. She is not timid offensively or defensively. She looks like she is in control of herself and control of the game. And you're looking at a lady who is one of the most decorated basketball players on all levels, including the Olympics, national championships, coaching, one of the most decorated of all time, men or women. Flau'jae Johnson gets too far under the goal, but right there to clean it up is the other Johnson. She was the leading scorer in the LSU's victory last weekend. Koval comes over to help defensively. Nicholson rises over Johnson and banks it in. That probably wasn't planned, but they will eagerly take it. 17-10.
Nicholson a standout at Bethune-Cookman before making her way to Charlotte.
Richard leaves the jumper short from about 10 feet. Johnson tries to save it back into the hands of Hayes. Hayes lobs it down. Good look inside. Nicholson puts it up off the back iron. Koval slaps it. Nicholson comes back down with it. It's on the floor. Koval bends. Charlotte in green, LSU in white. 4.5 to go. LSU has made a substitution. Bella Hines and Grace Knox have come into the game. They both have been really good off the bench.
Look at the defense that gets put on in the corner. That's an air ball, a shot clock violation. What a defensive possession that time for LSU. Especially with Gilbert there in the last 5 or 6 seconds, putting pressure on the corner, forcing a heave-up.
So it's Joyner and Knox and Hines and Gilbert and Fulwiley on the floor. A brand new 5 for the Tigers. This is Knox. Quick release jumper, a little bit flat. Deep rebound by Knox. Late feed underneath to Joyner. Leads it short off the window.
Now, to your point, you bring 5 new players in. Who's coming in off the bench, going to lead a break like this on the outlet? And watch where she takes off for this shot. It's not like she's going right at the rim. She's a good 8 feet away outside of there, but she one-hands it, a little up and under with the contact. Problem. That's a problem for a lot of teams that aren't wearing the purple and gold.
Fulwiley, during her spectacular career, has been nearly an 80% free throw shooter. LSU by 12. This new unit has quickly built the lead from 7 to a dozen.
That's a nice feeling when you can go with a brand new 5 and you can watch the lead expand. And then you bring the starters back in the ballgame. There's another turnover forced by LSU's defense. That's the 5th turnover for the 49ers here in the first 6.5 minutes.
Victor, our research team, Randy Hayden, has done some work trying to answer my question. We think the only time that LSU has trailed this year was in an exhibition game against Langston. That rolls in, a nice soft jumper, stroked by Grace Knox.
That's another turnover.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Gilbert. Kaylin Gilbert, a senior from Tampa, Florida. Played at Arizona a couple of years. 9 points, 3 rebounds at LSU last year. 1 start in 37 games. And the Tigers have leaped to a 16-point lead. LSU has scored 9 straight points. It's been the second unit, if you will, that has produced that run. Fulwiley with the entry pass. Late pass down to Knox. He goes up and is fouled, I think.
Call it jump ball. We'll stay with LSU. 2 defenders over there surrounding Knox. and they went up with her, came down with the ball. Take another look underneath. Nice little drop pass, but watch how fast the green jerseys collapse. And there you can see from behind, that was 22 that got her there. It's Caroline Deal that wound up with the jump ball.
Working inside, scoring with a sideways move in the air. When we replay this, watch Bella Hines make the adjustment as she was airborne.
And take the contact and still put it in. It's the 3rd and 1 LSU's had here in the 4th quarter. A little hesitation in the ball fake. She comes out from behind the backboard, takes the hip check, and still gets it to go up and in. And if you're Kim Mulkey and staff, you have to like that there's not any hesitation by LSU to get to the basket. Don't be afraid of the contact, just take it up strong.
This LSU recruiting class among the freshmen was a unanimous choice as the #1 recruiting class in America. And we have seen early evidence of just how good this recruiting class has been so far. Now let's be realistic, Victor. We do know that the competition in short order is going to get much more difficult. But so far, these freshmen have taken it to the game, not the other way.
Right, and that's the key. Yeah, the competition level, the defensive level is going to rise when they start facing different opponents in close to conference play. But what you want to see with your own team, like coaches so often say, the opponents face those opponents. What we do, it's what they're doing as a team with these young players fitting into the system as fast as they have. On the floor right now are 3 members of that recruiting class, a South Carolina transfer and a veteran who played off the bench last year. That's the group that's on the floor right now that is extending this Lady Tiger lead.
They have scored 11 straight points. LSU applying full court pressure for the first time. Just beat the 10-second clock, did the 49ers. Three ball up, and it's off the rim, missed by Anderson. Hines battling for the rebound, and she runs it down.
Great work by Hines for LSU. LSU has come out of this ball game to send a message.
31-10. 14 straight points for the Tigers. And right now they're having an impact on this 49ers group like a thunderstorm washing across a Kansas farmhouse.
Charlotte going on 3.5 minutes since they last scored.
Bull Wiley will be called for the reach-in as she tried to take it away near the midcourt line. This is the first time these teams have ever played in basketball. Anderson is picked up by Gilbert. Loops it up and rolls across the backboard and the window and the rim. And the rebound shot is put back up and in by Daphne White. Daphne White really has been a courageous story, Victor. She has missed the last 2 years because of injury. The first year was an ACL. She comes back and attends one practice and tears her Achilles, out for another year. But a tough break with year-ending, season-ending injuries the last 2 years. An ACL and then the same leg and Achilles tendon.
You can see her, though, wearing that brace. Always a lot of dedication to come back from those type of injuries.
That was her second foul. Free throws are good by Gilbert. White leaves, and she's replaced by Janavia Gage, a 6'3" junior from Huntsville, Texas, by way of Gulf Coast State. That's blocked by Knox. Knox really has great timing on those leaps around the rim. A strong rebounder and great anticipation to deflect shots.
Yeah, and what she doesn't have in height, boy, she fights for those rebounds. She finds a way to get position on the floor. Doesn't matter who she's going up against. She has no problem getting physical underneath to get after the ball.
Hines pokes it away out of bounds. 33-12 with 72 seconds remaining in a high-scoring first quarter for LSU. Blocking foul and a good call. Hines a little bit tardy in establishing defensive position. You know, before her career is over, maybe before this year is over, she's going to be known as Miss Floor Burn. Look at her save it.
Doing it again, and that's going to be LSU's ball.
It is. Hines was on her backside, sliding into the fans down there on the baseline, gets up and pumps her fist. Watch this.
And the smart play is she's not going to throw it to the basket because she knows that's where the 49ers are. So her effort is to throw it towards LSU's basket going the other way. And the 49ers can't handle it and deflect it out of bounds. All the credit to Knox for the effort.
Gilbert takes right, dribbles left, scoops it up. Wild shot high off the window. A 1-on-3 rebound is pulled off by Joyner. Joyner was outnumbered, but still pulled off the rebound, and now it's going to go back the other way. And Divine Burridge out of Davenport, Iowa, wearing number 6 in white, comes back into the game for LSU. Boy, this is her first appearance tonight. And she replaces Kaylin Gilbert. That might have been traveling. It was. Anderson was trying to skid to a stop or get into shooting position, and those tennis shoes kept moving.
8 turnovers now for the 49ers. You'd like to see Fulwiley try to cut her off a little more, take away that right-handed dribble, because you could tell.
She went poured out on the first time, Gonzalez the second time.
Look at her cut off and now get the steal.
Fulwiley is like an electrical storm. Just snapping and popping lightning everywhere. She will take the last shot. And we'll show you Fulwiley's last 3 when we go to break.
She's not going to get a shot up.
Nope, that was not particularly well played by LSU. But Fulwiley has come off the bench and drained some long. Koval, Flau'jae Johnson. The other part of the Johnson and Johnson combination, Williams and Richard on the floor right now for the Tigers. LSU in white as we start the second quarter. Big lead already. Williams takes a couple of dribbles, gives it off to Richard. It rims out. Koval with yet another rebound. Spinning, trying to get it up, and draws the foul as she finally was contacted illegally by Gage, and that's 6.
Into the basket, you just take it up like she did, draw the contact.
Koval's family in the Ukraine has been affected by the war. For a while, her mom left the country, went to Canada for safety, with the rest of her family still down in Ukraine. Her mom has returned now, but certainly the horrors of war continue in that part of the world.
Deck, great effort for the ball, just went out of bounds.
Koval brings an element of pace to the post for LSU. She runs the floor well. She switches defensively rather well for a big post player. She can go out and guard smaller people for a while on the perimeter. This for 3, too strong. Rebound by Michaela Williams, who sails in to get it. Michaela can bring it up court herself. This is Flau'jae Johnson. Fakes right, uses a Koval screen, kicks it out. Michaela passes up to 3. Here's one from the other wing. That's a little bit short by Richard. Koval is there again. Koval has been strong.
Another great rebounding opportunity and put it back in. This is some of what, look, when you had Angel Reese, the luxury of Reese back and didn't want to take it up strong. We haven't seen that with this team through 3 games so far. They have no problem aggressively getting a rebound and getting right back up to the glass. If you get fouled, so be it. That's the whole point that's being challenged. Look at Shakaya Johnson once again on the glass.
Just couldn't finish. She was a little bit too far under the rim when she was fighting for that rebound. Those last 2 post players you mentioned, down low players you mentioned for LSU were both #1 draft, or in the first round draft picks in the WNBA. Anderson comes up short, and Charlotte has really gone cold, Victor.
Yeah, they're starting to
they're riding an iceberg right now.
Yeah, they're trying to set up for some outside shots, too, because they're having a very difficult time penetrating that Tiger defense. I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. That's been one of their challenges. Yes, they come in 2-1 on the season, but they have had some struggles finding consistency on the offensive end, and that was the concern coming here tonight. Could you hang with this LSU pace?
8.5 to go, second quarter. The quick catch, release, swish. 8 for her.
6 of 9 from deep for LSU.
That will win. And it's winning 41-12 right now.
That's short.
That one missed by 3 feet. Look at this down low player, bring it up quickly. Johnson for LSU. Flau'jae Johnson swings it wing. Pull-up jump shot, right side, wouldn't go for Richard. There's Johnson, reverse layup, left short. Another foul called. It's getting a little bit chippy, a little bit physical, a little bit bumpy down low.
2 or 3 opportunities with an and 1. They haven't blown the whistle, but there's Koval. She's been camping out under the basket all night long with rebounds and has another opportunity.
The transfer from Notre Dame.
You know, you were talking about her family, too, in Ukraine. It's a really interesting story we found out preseason. Kim Mulkey found a full court drill that she was taught by a former Russian basketball coach. They call it the Russian drill. It's a very difficult full court drill that challenges the entire roster. And Kate Koval went up to her one day and just asked her, do you mind if we not call it a Russian drill? Can we? Kim, the staff didn't even think about it. Immediately they changed it. They now run the Ukrainian drill.
As they should.
Yeah, and it was named because it was taught to her by a Russian basketball.
Down on her back after fingertip layup.
So for Flau'jae, that's 2 fouls, 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting, but she'll go to the bench. Just 3 minutes here into the second quarter with that 3rd foul.
Charlotte trying to get something close to the bucket, and a foul called. And free throws will be coming for Tanasia Hayes. 7 minutes and 6 seconds to go, first half.
Hayes is a 5th-year player. She played 4 years at FIU. She was a member of the Conference USA All-Defensive Team. She was All-Second Team. Had 1 more year of eligibility and made her move over to Charlotte.
Victor, just a few moments ago at halftime, or excuse me, at a timeout, the LSU women's soccer team was introduced to a strong round of applause. We're going to talk at halftime. Well, look at Johnson go back to work. She is relentless, seemingly tireless. Her energy level is really off the chart high. Rebound, Michaela Williams. Richard missed full Wiley. She comes down on her hip, holding her left hip. Johnson helps her up.
And she called for that ball to go up high. When they bounce back up, she's okay. By the way, you're talking soccer, current sport. Can I mention one thing of a former Tiger?
Absolutely.
Congratulations to Paul Skeens. Just announced he's the Cy Young Award winner, Major League Baseball this year.
And well-deserved.
Former Tiger star.
Best pitcher in his league with the worst team.
Yeah.
He is the first Cy Young Award winner in the history of LSU baseball.
When you watch his stuff, even with Pittsburgh being bad offensively, You watch his stuff, and I just think, how did anybody in college even hit it? And I know they didn't do it very often, but he's filthy.
18, 20, 24 inches breaking on that hard slider. He's got 7 pitches, if you can believe that.
Amazing. Congratulations to him.
For Wiley, cut off in the lane. Back to Michaela Williams. Still plenty of time to work offensively. Johnson uses a pick. Williams goes the other way. Rises and scores.
I don't think she's hit the rim yet. I can tell you that. On the shots that she's made so far, she's got 8 points. She's perfect from the floor. Hit both of her 3-pointers. 3 for 3 overall. She hasn't touched iron.
LSU is approaching half a century in the first half again. Smith got away with a little hop walk. Koval rejects it. It's loose. Picked up by Zakiya Johnson on the run. Look at the big lady go. She is a strong post player and can outrun at least half of the people on the floor.
I think she was anticipating Gilbert was going to fill the lane. She tried to leave it for her, made it for a tough pass. And unfortunately, too much dribbling with the turnover.
Gilbert got in trouble on the baseline and had very little to do with it. But Charlotte comes right back and gives it back. 5:07 to play, second quarter. LSU 47, Charlotte 13 in the first meeting between these teams. Kim Mulkey looking for her 755th victory throughout her
behind the line. Maybe more.
Bull Wiley has come off the bench to score 12 points. Gilbert. Cross-court pass, 3 ball in the air, rims out, first miss by Williams.
There's a media timeout coming, but if that went down, there was going to be a timeout right now.
That is short from the wing by Princess Anderson, who has scored 26 points the last 2 games. Johnson, offensive rebound, had it knocked away. LSU by 37. Bull Wiley has been a microwave off the bench again. Look at her shake and bake and missing the fadeaway from about 12. Ball is knocked loose. Bull Wiley is there to pick it up. Bull Wiley uses the window, and she meant to do it. She was in control, knew she was off balance a little bit, but thought her odds would be better using the backboard, and they were.
And even though she didn't get the pass, give credit to Bella Hines. She made that play stay alive by fighting for it, creating a loose ball. Bull Wiley picks it up. She has 14 now on 5 of 6 shooting.
That leads everybody, doesn't it?
Yes.
And that's off the bench. Excellent pass by Williams to Bull Wiley. Corner shot. Left a little bit short. Battling for it, but not able to get it this time is Knox. And the layup rolls away. Knox comes down with the rebound. Knox hustling down to get the rebound, but came down on the baseline before she could release the ball.
There's Hines fighting for it. Forces the loose ball or the turnover. And as you mentioned, that wasn't an accident. We've seen accidents that go off the backboard. That was not one of them. A little bit of an awkward position, but Bull Wiley went up strong and kissed it in off the glass from 5 feet back.
52-13. LSU has 4 times as many points as Charlotte. Hayes online, but lengthy. Hines tried to flip it in to Joyner and was able to get it back momentarily.
Nisha Hayes with the foul there is trying to create a steal. Coaches anywhere would love this kind of a ratio. Charlotte has 11 turnovers so far in the ball game. LSU scored 19 points off of 11 turnovers.
Quite significant.
I mean, you're closer to 2 points per turnover than 1, and that ratio is just off the charts. That's outstanding.
Joyner is on the watch list for the Katrina McClain Award. Anissa Morrow has won that award, the former Tiger. Fadeaway jumper just will not go for Best.
And Hines did a great job of forcing that fadeaway because she cut her off. She wanted to get to the lane. But give Hines credit, with her feet moving, she slid to the baseline, cut her off. She felt like she had no other option but then to fade away to try to get the ball up, and the shot was off.
Bang! A long one. Knocked home by Bella Hines, and we may have another technical here. We are.
We do.
LSU has got to stop turning and motioning and mimicking or whatever it's doing, taunting that bench on the other side after those made buckets in front of the
best as you can too. Like there's a little extra hot sauce coming into this ball.
Yeah, you're right.
I have my reasons why it might be like that, but things got spicier early with their bench, with the starters, and it just seems like the LSU's on a mission. But that kind of stuff, you're right, you could do without. It's not necessary. You're up 40 in the first half. Just keep it going. You make your statements with the play. You don't need all the extra stuff.
Charlotte in green has been held to 15 points through the first 18 minutes. Smith can't shoot. Good defense by Fulwiley. And a hard foul.
Big swat by Knox. Row. All 4 points in this quarter have been scored from the free throw line now.
Asia Nicholson at the line. She was so good last year with Bethune-Cookman, one of the few players in the country to average double-double. She averaged 12.8 points and a dozen rebounds a game. She was terrific for Bethune-Cookman a year ago.
Yeah, she was top 5 in the country for double-doubles at 22.
Williams knocked down and a little long on the shot. She'll go to the stripe. She's almost automatic at the free throw line. Victor, let's go back a couple of years. As a freshman, she scored from the line 30 straight times.
Didn't phase her one bit. She hadn't been to the line much this season.
No.
That coming into this game, she's only been twice. She was 1 for 2 from the line.
She's on the Cheryl Miller Award list and the Naismith Trophy list. And one of the forgotten parts of her game last year, we're speaking of Michaela Williams, she was the assist leader for LSU. Smith over Knox, knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Charlotte.
You put me on the wing and give me Anissa Morrow posting up on the block, and I'd be top 5 in assists too.
There you go.
Because you got to do one of two things. You better go out and guard her. She's going to drain threes on you, or you're going to cover her. She's going to dump it inside to one of the best post players in the country last year.
Do you have any eligibility left from Tulsa? Nicholson may have pushed off to hold on to control. She falls down. Michaela Williams picks it up, tries to heave it to midcourt where it's intercepted. Smith, unguarded. Fulwiley's going to have to catch up with it, and she does. She's in trouble now, and she's bumped. And Fulwiley is wearing several bruises from contact tonight. I mean, she's got Charlie horses that could run in the Kentucky Derby.
She's trying to say the reason she travels because she got bumped. One of those bruises you're talking about knocked her off her position.
She's taken more hits than the head pin.
This might be Charlotte's last chance to get a field goal in this quarter. They're going to go 0 for right now, sitting on 0 for 14 from the floor.
Wow.
That's not going to do it. Flat.
Half a minute to play in the second quarter. Charlotte continues to chunk ice cubes. They're going to hold on to the ball, Charlotte. Charlotte has scored 7, make it 5 points in this quarter. LSU led 36-12. It's now 59-17. There's about 1 second, maybe a second and a half difference between the clocks. Best comes up short, gets her own rebound.
That stood out of bounds.
And with 3.7 seconds left, LSU is just a few ticks of the clock away from halftime. 59-17. Don't forget, we'll talk with LSU standout on the soccer pitch, Ava Galligan, and head coach Sean Hudson at
10 at the first media timeout. At the end of the first quarter, they led by 24. And it was the second 5 that closed out the first quarter.
LSU in white. Richard not able to find the bucket on the short jump shot. Another offensive rebound for the Tigers. And someone who didn't play in the first half, but it started the second half, Megan Yarnovich, got that rebound but couldn't do anything with it. And she wears number 15 in white, a freshman from Maryland.
Jada Richards had shot opportunities so far tonight. She's just struggled finding her mark. She's 0 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 2 from deep.
And she's not forced shots. They just have not gone down.
No. She's driven the lane. She's put up those little 10, 12-foot floaters. Tried one from the wing. Just cannot get them to go down.
2 players are in double figures at the half for LSU. Full Wiley off the bench has 17 and has been dynamite from distance, 4 out of 5. And Williams has 10, and she's 3 out of 4 from three-point land. That rolls around. The tough luck continues for Charlotte. Nicholson missed it, but the Tigers misfire on a pass intended for Johnson at midcourt.
Yarnovich tried to force that outlet. She saw Flaugier. She was standing right in front of us trying to break away. She saw her. It was just the outlet pass went just a little too high. And it's the first time we've seen Flaugier since the 8-minute mark of the second quarter when she picked up her second foul and went to the bench.
LSU on the move. It's been up tempo. Pull up jump shot. Got it. Bingo! Bang! Michaela Williams. That's 12 for her. Yarnovich guarding down low was able to block off White. Yarnovich got her body in front of White, and she could only retreat so far to try to snag that pass.
It's almost like LSU has set up its own challenge in this game.
Yeah.
Let's not allow them a field goal inside the three-point line, forcing everything on Charlotte's offense from the outside.
Michaela Williams, so smooth. She can create a variety of shots. She stepped inside the three-point line and dropped that one home from about 17.
Buckets since the first quarter. Got the benefit of a nice high bounce off the glass.
Flaugier gets it back, is fouled as she rises again. Let's go back and look at Michaela Williams on a form jump shot. Watch this.
Just one quick crossover dribble. She doesn't need a lot of space, but just look at how pure the rotation is and how smooth it is going through the net. She's missed one shot tonight, and the one shot she missed is the only time she's hit iron.
She throws cotton balls when she gets into that rhythm. (68-19).
With those free throws, 3 Lady Tigers now in double digits. Full Wiley leads the way with 17. Michaela has 14, and with those 2 free throws, Flaugier Johnson now has 10. the one thing that Charlotte was having some success with was on the glass early on in the ball game, and even that has gone down. LSU's got a 33-21 advantage on the rebounding.
LSU has scored 108, 115, and 118 in succession to start the season. She took it from one side to the other.
All the way down the middle. And we talk about when you're shooting on the outside and shooting well, how it can win games. LSU shooting 64% from the three-point line. That'll win anytime, but when you're holding your opponent to 5%, what you get is a 50-point difference in the score.
A baseline jumper by Zoe Best goes down. She's from St. Louis by way of Southeast Missouri. 71-21. For Best, that was her first bucket. Johnson battles for the rebound but can't get it. Nicholson with it. Now they'll run it from the point with Cornish in the game. Talia Cornish, number 7 in green. That's stolen by Jada Richard. Still has not scored. Gets it back and hits the underside of the rim. She's having a tough night.
Yeah, you can see she's frustrated. Look, you can see how her facial expression, see her throw her hands up a little bit. That time with a layup and then a second chance to hit the bottom of the backboard. Just not that she stopped playing, she just caused that steal a moment ago. She's just frustrated that she's not seeing the ball go in on the offensive end when making the opportunities.
And certainly, potentially, she is capable of approaching double figures per game in scoring.
Oh, there's no question. She was the Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school when she led Louisiana Christian Academy to 4 state titles.
LSU, after the loose ball picked up on the sideline, it's going to go back to LSU with Williams triggering it in front of our broadcast area.
Yarnovich tripped on that last dish, just fell down. That led to that empty lane. You see her going out. She's a little frustrated just because of that.
And limping a little bit as well. Amaya Joyner, AAC Freshman of the Year, All AAC first team while playing at East Carolina. That's a little looper from the left side that goes down for Anderson.
Joyner's one of those players that can certainly contribute on the offensive end, but she can be one of those just forces on rebounding. When she was at ECU, she owns 3 of the top 5 rebounding seasons all time at ECU.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. Well, think about that. You're bringing her off the bench. You're bringing Knox off the bench. We've seen how she fights on the glass. But we've seen how Zakiya Johnson gets to work on the board and Koval as starters. You take a look at that little floater just a moment ago. And that goes to your point you were talking about earlier with Kim Mulkey's options. You bring players off the bench, you're not skipping a beat.
Lajee Johnson leaning into a double team, draws the foul. She's going to go to the free throw line.
After Michaela Williams went baseline and kicked it to the outside, you see the contact on Flaugier. Being guarded there by Anderson, who then pushed her into Gage underneath. The contact will go back to the free throw line for Flaugier Johnson.
Since she arrived as a freshman, she has played with ice water in her veins. Five minutes left in the third quarter. We're halfway through period number 3, 74-25. LSU.
Benefit of scoring it.
And forces another one.
It again. Uh-oh.
Step back 3. On line but long. Koval grabs it. Koval wants it back, and
right
she's
back
got
to
it. One dribble, two dribbles, fakes right, spins left, and for LSU on its way to its 4th straight win. Koval was fouled on a hustle play before the break. She'll get a pair.
She has 7 points in the ballgame now with that made field goal, made free throw, but only one made field goal. She's only attempted one shot and made it. She's now 5 of 7 from the free throw line, make it 6 of 8. She's also sitting on 9 rebounds.
6 of those coming in the first 5 minutes.
Doing her part and closing in on a bit of a double-double for Kate Koval.
Smith is cut off, gets it to Hayes. I think that foot stayed down on the, not much of it, but I think the toe stayed down on the court. Crowd wanted to travel. Williams looking inside. Joyner has to lean for it. That pass, Joyner was locked down and she was forced to move to get the pass and couldn't get there cleanly.
Hayes followed her and wound up pushing her from behind and knocked her over. She's got to do a little better job of holding her position to box out there, but there you see from behind as Hayes catches her right foot as she was kind of posting up, and that was what forced her to stretch to reach for it. They eventually fell down, sent her to the free throw line. So
a trip, if you will, an inadvertent one, but nonetheless, Joyner was taken out of the play.
Yeah, but at 6'2", when you've got a 5'6" guard covering you like that, you'd like to see Joyner get on that block and establish position. Just keep Hayes, lock her in behind you, and get a better inbound entry pass so you can take it up.
The lefty shoots a couple of knuckleballs. Did you notice there's no rotation?
Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't flutter on its way to the rim. That's a nice scoop shot, little teardrop floater by Hayes in the lane from short range. Joyner is fouled. She's going to go right back to the free throw line.
Again, that's what you want to do in that case. You want to just power it up. We've said it so many times over the years, the worst thing that's going to happen, you're going to miss a shot. That's okay, but the other two options are even better. You're either going to make the shot or you're going to make the shot and draw the foul. And that's exactly what Joyner did. That's why we emphasize so much about taking it up strong. Don't be afraid. If you get a shot blocked or you miss it, you could have missed it from anywhere. It's no problem. But power it up and challenge the defense, and that's the difference what we've seen early this season from LSU's interior play. They all play like that.
Joyner will be leaving the game now, and Zakiya Johnson checks in prior to the free throw. 4 fresh Tigers enter the game.
Joyner now has 11 points. 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 3 of 4 from the floor. That's 4 Tigers in double digits. And Zakiya Johnson is sitting on 6 points.
Gilbert, Zakiya Johnson, Divine Burridge, Bella Hines, and Grace Knox are on the floor for LSU right now. 10 seconds to shoot. 5 seconds to shoot. It rolls out and then falls back in. That bucket by Caitlin Staley, a junior from Augusta, Georgia.
Nice little touch by Knox on the baseline. About 8-10 feet away, just a little fade away, but when you've got that height advantage, for her to just be able to elevate, nice little touch.
Victor, I think Knox is a star in the making. She's got length, she's got good instincts, she's fearless, she plays hard, she can score. There's so many good freshmen and transfers on this team, it's very difficult to pick one, but I like what I see from her.
Well, and I think, to me, the one word that you use that stands out is fearless, because she has not been afraid to take it outside, attack the basket, but she's certainly not afraid to battle, no matter the size of the defender or the multiple defenders on her. As you and I both know, they're going to get into the heart of SEC play, and you're going to see size on the inside, but she is not intimidated one bit.
Bella Hines now with 7 points after the latest bucket. Hines at number 3 and Knox, who wears number 2. Both certainly have the capacity to make their mark in a big-time way. Shot clock at 4. Cornish from way back. That bounces to quarter court. 2-on-1 break, 2-on-2. And a slip and a foul. And a man down for LSU. That's Hines. The freshman from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just got all clogged up there. And she was fortunate that there was not a more serious injury.
Don't let that fool you. She's feeling okay. She got up and had a laugh with the teammates sitting on the bench. LSU coming into this ball game as a team, shooting 66% from the free throw line on the season.
They would like to do a little better than that.
Yep, last year they were in the low 70s. There's that fearlessness you talked about. Going up for a rebound for Knox, and now she'll go to the free throw line. This is going to be free throw attempts 29 and 30 for LSU.
And we still have 12 minutes left to play.
Yeah. Shooting 79% this evening.
That free throw accuracy last year was good enough. I mean, when you get over 70, most coaches will take that. Knox puts a lot of backspin on that shot. Rattles it home. It's 88-29. That's 5 for her. Burridge is taking defense seriously. She deflected that pass. Number 6 in white. Spinning jump shot on the recovery is good by Caitlin Staley. That's her 6th point.
That might be the toughest and best shot we've seen from Charlotte tonight. Staley had a defender right in her face. She elevated to make that one.
Johnson from the elbow misses. And Nicholson running hard the other way. This is Best. Hands it off to Cornish.
Nice way to do it. Second three-pointer of the night for Charlotte. Now 2 of 24. Hasn't been for a lack of trying.
Smith committed her 4th. Amani Smith out of Hiram, Georgia, a graduate student. She's been good off the bench in rebounding. She actually is the number 2 rebounder on this team, coming from the bench in each of the previous 3 games, averaging 5 a contest. Gilbert at the stripe with less than a minute to play. 5 points for her right now. Make it 6. Hines is running all over the court defensively, makes the switch, knocks it loose. It's going to stay with Charlotte. But Hines was a one-man press.
And you see how she's doing. She's in a defensive position. She's in a squat defensive position, sliding her feet. It's not like she's sprinting. She's making players turn left and right from side to side on the floor in a defensive stance.
She uses angles well, doesn't she?
Very much so. You'll often hear on the bench from where we are, you can hear Associate Head Coach Bob Starkey screaming about cutting them off, take a dribble away. That's what he's talking about.
And the rebound to Hines on the far side. Gilbert will slow it up. There's about a 1.5 second difference between the clocks.
Kim Mulkey, you can see center bottom of the screen. She's setting up the play, having them work through it. Remember how it was a disaster at the end of the quarter, after the first quarter.
Gilbert, pass deflected, shot up, rolls across, and 1.3 seconds remains in the 3rd quarter, and LSU will have an opportunity to get a touch and a shot. That came up a little bit short on a set play. And now we're getting the official confirmation that it was indeed 22. Divine Burridge out of Davenport, Iowa. Bags both free throws. She was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Iowa.
Four-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Burge. You got a Player of the Year in Richard. Johnson. A lot of them.
From the corner, Gilbert leaves it short. LSU leads by nearly 60.
Turnover number 19 for Charlotte. Well, that pace really slowed down. They were pacing somewhere around 30, 32 turnovers during that big sprint in the first half when LSU's defense was absolutely locked them down. They've done a lot better with holding on to the ball.
Princess Anderson with 13 now, and Johnson backs up and drills it.
See, and I think you're getting that from Johnson that you're not getting from Joyner. When we
That's
talk
true.
Joyner's more of that power player on the inside. Zakai Johnson gives you that ability.
Now, she can power it up from inside as a ferocious rebounder, but she can back up and hit that medium range jump shot. And she can do that. Grab another rebound.
8 rebounds for her and 8 points.
Free throws for Knox are coming. She'll get a pair. Let's look at LSU's upcoming games against ranked opponents. Duke, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Texas, Oklahoma.
Big showdowns on that matchup, and of course the list continues when you get into February. Get your tickets early. There aren't many to be had because of the season ticket holders and sold, but get what you can. There'll be some tremendous ball games this season.
The last I heard, the Tigers had sold right at 7,000 season tickets. And there will be many nights in the SEC where you won't be able to shoehorn another fan in here.
You're right about that. You are right.
LSU by 61. Joyner's going to be called for an over-the-back foul, and it will put White at the free throw line.
White came to Charlotte with Coach Reed. She was with her at J-State. She had 15 starts a couple of years ago, averaged 10 points a game and 6.5 rebounds a game. Before going to J-State, she spent a year at Houston, didn't play with the Cougars there, and then decided to move elsewhere, went to J-State, and has now made her way to Charlotte.
Her career has been a long one. We talked about it earlier. She's been out of action for 2 consecutive years with an ACL and an Achilles rupture. Koval can't hook up with Williams. Williams had turned and was running up court, and the pass bounced off her shoulder blade.
Yeah, Koval just threw it to her, and you see her saying, "My fault." Just kind of stepped over the boundary line and threw it in, hit her right in the noggin.
Joyner, Flaugier Johnson, Williams, Koval, and Fulwiley on the floor for the Tigers right now. A long three comes up short. Ball hits the deck. Fulwiley runs it down. LSU by 60. 62.
And half of Charlotte's field goal attempts tonight have come from the three-point line, and that's for a team that struggles offensively. That's not a ratio you can come close to winning by, but again, the reason why they're doing it The reason why they're doing it is because they can't penetrate LSU's defenses. Fulwiley gets called for the foul, and she and Kim Mulkey don't like it. Go back here just a moment, watch the inbounds as Koval. See, Michaela's talking to it, and Michaela's going up the floor. Fulwiley's waiting for it, and Koval threw it right to Michaela. She was already heading down the floor.
By the way, Koval is 1 rebound short of a double-double. 10 points, 9 rebounds right now. Let's see if she gets it in this sequence.
Chances are it's going to be a long rebound from the jump shot.
She's got it. It hit the floor.
Yep.
2-on-1 break. Fulwiley dumps it off. Flau'jae Johnson couldn't get it to go. Maybe the pass a little bit late. But a good idea. That would have been a highlight layup for sure.
For those who are still here in a 60-point game, they wanted to see it.
Flau'jae knocked down Fulwiley. Able to knock down a few push-ups.
Could also be that they would like to be in the game playing, and they looked at the scoreboard and realized it's 65 points. Nice switch by LSU. Fulwiley got caught in a double screen.
We will be describing Fulwiley with a lot of adjectives over the course of the season. But I think one that stands out right now, offensively and defensively, is tenacious.
She has certainly shown that quality on the defensive side of the ball.
She came up with it again before losing it. Knox grabs the loose ball. Flau'jae Johnson looking for Fulwiley.
Set up on the wing. Oh my.
Reverse layup. Good. Reverse scoop.
That was a little treat for the fans. Thought she was going to lose her dribble. Had Fulwiley set up on the wing, but she decides to go reverse through the middle of the lane.
Nicholson, Both teams battling for it. There's contact, and White hit the deck.
Got to go back and take a look at this one coming full court. Little hesitation on the dribble, regains it. Little reverse action with the extra finger roll. Look, Michaela Williams. The look, I'm spotting up, but you go ahead and take it. That'll give us 102. That's all right.
6 minutes to play. LSU shot 62% from the floor in the first quarter, 44% in the second quarter, 47% in the third period, and 43% so far. For the game, just under 51%, and Victor just under 59% from three-point range.
And we've seen those three-pointers come from a variety of players. It's not just one or two. LSU's got a lineup they can put out there where you could have 4 of the 5 on the floor that could be legitimate threats.
Flau'jae Johnson, Michaela Williams, Fulwiley, Hines. Those have hit threes. Gilbert has tried one. Richard has tried a couple. 6 to shoot. Williams knew she was a little off balance and felt comfortable in drawing the foul, which she did.
Well, that's going to be the 5th on Hayes.
Was that White on the foul? That was Hayes on the foul, and that's going to be disqualification for her with 5. Don't forget about the soccer match coming, first round of the playoffs. LSU hosting November 14th, 7 o'clock at the LSU Soccer Stadium.
Great interview you had at halftime.
Thank you.
I talked to Coach afterwards. I said, look, it's going to be great weather. I'll do what I can. I'm going to get my family out there. She said, I think the largest crowd, she said, was around 2,300. No reason why you can't beat that this Friday. Should be fantastic weather. Basketball teams are off. Football plays the next morning. This is playoff soccer, and LSU has been one of the hottest teams in the country as of late.
5th seeded Iowa or South Dakota State will meet the winner of the LSU Houston Christian match. And if Vanderbilt loses, LSU will host the second round. If Vanderbilt wins, LSU will be on the road in the second round. The Tiger soccer team has lost only one match on its home pitch. Smith drops in the first one. Smith with both Flaugier and Michaela Williams have 16. Joyner has 11. Cobal has 10. Bull Wiley leads everybody with 22. That's a bucket for Nicholson. That's 6 for her. Knox from Flaugier Johnson. 8 for her. Flaugier on the assist, as she drew traffic going down the right side of the lane. And a long-range 3 ball is good by Cornish. She had not scored coming into this game. She's got a couple of triples. Michaela Williams.
That tournament before they get down to that first game in December, which is a big one against Duke. Then there'll be a little bit of a break because of exams.
The SEC season starts against Kentucky on this floor on January 1st. Look out. Yarnovich held her ground. She's going to get charged with a foul. Late arriving defensively.
You see it was after the shot went up and she was floating over. It's tough to control your body when you're already in the air. Throw out that contact, that'll send it to the free throw line.
Every Tiger has scored except Yarnovich off the bench and Richard. Charlotte will play at California, and it'll take on Harvard or Oakland on Sunday. Wofford on the 22nd. Oklahoma State on the 28th. And George Washington on the road as well on the 29th.
Richard is going to want to flush this game out of her system. Bit of a struggle tonight for the young woman. 4 turnovers, 0 for 8 from the floor.
Still battling on the glass, though, as she contested that rebound.
Oh, she won't quit. She just knows that she's got a lot more game. It just hasn't shown up tonight. She's got some bad breaks and shots that haven't gone in. You know she's frustrated with the turnovers. We saw it on her face earlier.
Hines really digging in defensively. Talking about not quitting. Sharpman had just a really, really dismal night offensively, but still playing hard. Although they have certainly settled for a lot of long-range shots tonight. And very few have gone in. Charlotte is 3 for 28 from out court.
Well, again, I go back to the lockdown defensive mode that LSU had, especially in the second quarter when they went without a made field goal for the entire 10 minutes. They did score because they were 5 for 6 from the free throw line. But you can only keep trying to run an offensive set so many times when you get in the lane. It's either a turnover or a block shot. So you decide we're just going to settle. And the problem, and that's where the depth of this LSU team will get you, because they come out of the locker room so fast offensively that if you hit the eject button and get out of what you want to be able to do, then you get desperate.
Look at the defense in a 60-point game turned in by Hines. Richardson comes away with it. and it gets the roll.
Oh, great play by Anderson, Princess Anderson, because Hines tried to throw the ball off of her with her great effort. She picked it up, kept it, went all the way down the floor. That'll be a defensive foul.
Yep, Yarnovich will be fouled on that. Let's see if it's a shooting foul. It will be, I think. No, I guess not. Yeah, they will put her at the line. That's team foul number 5.
This will give her chance to crack the scoreboard. She's the last Lady Tiger, as you mentioned, to not score. Here's a good chance to do it.
That's her first point of the night. 111-49. 3.5 to play. Anderson is cut off. Excellent defense that time, even in a lopsided game by Bella Hines. And that's the way you, all of those are big numbers, all of them contributing to the lopsided score. Janavia Gage at the stripe out of Huntsville, Texas. Here come the Tigers. Gilbert running the point. Has Burridge on the left side. Got inside herself. Leaves the layup a little bit thin on the window. Done by Anderson. So Princess Anderson doesn't have the 26 that she's had in the last 2 games, but she does have 20 tonight. There's a putback by Grace Knox. Right place, right time, good anticipation. You know, we talked about the 4 for 29 now from three-point range. Cornish has 2 of those, and she had none coming into the game. That's saved back into the hands of LSU and Hines.
Well, as we've talked about, this depth that Kim Mulkey has as well, and the contribution she gets from every
spin or lack of it. She shoots a knuckleball. Let's put this right into your living rooms. All right, watch the rotation, if any. Not much. Maybe a quarter turn, half at the most.
You know what matters at the end?
Yeah.
Just right through the net.
That's a beautiful sound, isn't it?
Oh, I loved standing close to listen to it from so many people I played against.
That's better than a mitt pop. Rejection. Well, they called a foul.
No, they called a technical after the block. The block was clean. It was what she said afterward, or what she did afterwards. It came after the block, which was ferocious. Watch the right side. She gets the block.
Yeah, why look down and taunt the official? Not the official, but the opponent. Throughout this game and throughout this whole season. I believe they're going to get Knox. That's her 4th. 10 points, 5 rebounds for Grace Knox. Anderson looking for her 23rd and 24th points.
You know, we talked about her at the top. Before she was at Wichita State, she was at Pratt Community College, where she led the nation for national junior colleges in scoring at 27 points a contest.
Well, she's had 26, 26, and now 23 in her last 3 games. Make it 24 now.
49ers just going to, what a tough angle. 49ers just going to need somebody else to be able to step up and support her. That gives Zakiya Johnson 10. That's 7 Lady Tigers in double digits.
She's a couple of rebounds short of double figures. .114 to play. 117 to 56. That's thrown away. There was an open teammate, but the pass intended for Anderson was out of her reach. Turnover number 22, LSU with just 13. They've scored 108, 115, and 118 in succession. The 118 at Georgia Southern on Sunday. And they are a couple of points away from establishing a new record. 26 now for Anderson for the 3rd consecutive game, and she can exceed it, and does. Not a bad run, 26, 26, and 27.
Absolutely. Model of consistency early in the season.
Gilbert left alone. A little bit short. Johnson battling for the rebound, diving for it, and snuck away with it is Bella Hines. She just kind of burrowed underneath to get it. Tigers may try to hold it here. They've got to shoot. There's about 9 seconds difference. Gilbert, tough shot. Tipped around. LSU's going to be held to 117 apparently. Although it's got one more opportunity. And they will not take it. The final score, LSU